trusted you.
You shut up. Your hair would end up. You'd be back to being Big Wave Dave.
Yes, I would. I like it. Buenas tardes a todos y estamos orgullosos para ver a ustedes para este día especial. En este día, nosotros, what are we going to do?
Talk about cats and stuff. Hello.
All right.
Did I get it right?
Yeah, we're going to talk about cats and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So, for those who have been following along on Discord, we continued the discussion that we started last week when we were realizing kind of a number of things about what Lexergy was doing and where our romanization was at and all of that. And hopefully we're going to clear them all up, so no worries. But we're going to go ahead and start with the poll.
Yes.
So the poll, of course, was again a result of our romanization when we realized that as a result of what we had already, something that was spelled KH was going to be pronounced H, but it was also going to be used for the sequence KH, which was, potentially a problem. Anyway, so then the question was what to do. I totaled up everything that happens with H already, and it was actually a lot of stuff. And this one actually I found the most peculiar. H before or after r just results in a geminate r, like r, sorry. And I didn't realize that. I also didn't realize that H just disappears after everything voiced. So like there was never going to be an issue with like GH, for example. It would never occur. Actually, G never occurs.
Doesn't occur.
Yeah, G doesn't occur. So, but we didn't have to worry about
DH.
voiceless nasals or anything. Yeah, DH, that would never occur. But H was going to stay before these guys, which I think we like. At least I liked that. But it was going to remain after these guys. So voiceless stops, S, H, and I was accidentally logged on the wrong YouTube account. He's admitting he has a sock puppet account for these polls. And then after H, which would be a geminate, which would mean that KH could be H, KH, and that you could also have H, which might be strange, KHH. Might be a little strange.
A little bit.
Okay, so the question was what to do about these sequences. And the most obvious one was to do nothing, which was a possibility. And that is we retain all of these sequences. You
just gave Mateus an idea.
Great.
Go on.
Okay, so we do nothing at all with them, and we just had to do something to make sure that people who use this language wouldn't be pronouncing KH as H and TH as Th, for example. Probably would have had to use an apostrophe or something like that, as we discussed last time, is used in Swahili. So how many votes did that one get?
0.
0. So, thank you. We don't have to worry about that. No apostrophes, thrown in there to just say, hey, these things are separate. So, do nothing was not on there. So then we get to the business part of this poll. This was going to be one of those votes where if you voted for 3A or 3B, we were going to count them together, and then we were going to determine the winner of each. So first we'll talk about gemination, and this is one where an H following any of the sounds above, so T, K, Q, S, H, or H, would turn into a geminate. So a protoform like cat-ha would come out as cat-ta. All right? And then we'll wait on revealing the results after we describe them. So I think that's pretty simple. So we don't need to get further into that. The next ones, we were going to have spirantization plus something else. So, spirantization was going to happen to the voiceless stops. So, TH would become th, KH would become ch, QH would become ch, but of course we're ultimately going to lose the uvulars, so it would come out as ch. But would be another instance where vowel lowering would happen. So that would happen in both 3A and 3B. But the difference is what happens with the other instances. So after a voiceless fricative. In 3A, for SH, HH, and HH, the second H would be deleted. So it just result, so like something like mass-ha would just become massa. Very simple. 3B was going to geminate those. So instead of mass-ha, it would become massa. And the same would be for H, and the same would be for ha. So we'd have a KKH for that one. Okay, so now that we know what all of the options were, now we get to the results. By the way, I was really happy with this poll in that I would have been happy had any of these three won.
Really?
Yeah.
Who are you?
I know. Not one, which I included. It would have been
Well,
devastated.
the patrons must have decided to be kind to you this week because the one that you hated and still included for some reason is obviously out. So this one was close, and when I looked at the results, I forgot about the whole 3A, 3B thing, and then I was trying to add up together. Anyway, I think I need more sleep. But we do have a winner, but like a winner because of the spirantization solutions being counted together. And so, obviously. And so 3B did not get very many votes. Only got like 5 votes. Mm-hmm. But those 5 votes went into the 3 pool.
Yep.
And options 2 and 3A actually tied with the same number of votes. But the extra votes from 3B pushed 3A on top. And so 3A is the winner because it's one of the spirantization options. And it was, and like I said, on its own, it was tied with option 2. And so it was definitely a favorite. It's not like it came from behind and won because of the, pulling the 3s together. Mm-hmm. And so, 3A is what's going to happen.
Yeah. Dark Horse has mentioned something that I don't know if we've mentioned it yet on the stream because it's never come up, but I think it's a good, I just wanted to have it on the stream somewhere. We've never gotten to how time is, kind of individuated. And I don't mean on the minute and second level, but I mean for beyond, we all have a word for day. I think every language has a word for day, but larger units beyond that, so weeks and months. And that's something that can vary. We have, in kind of our modern world, fallen into a 7-day week because of culture. But not everybody has a 7-day week. Not only that, not everybody has the same number of months, and not everybody has the same number of days in a month. So Dark Horse was mentioning cats could have 9-day weeks. They absolutely could. And that's something that you can play with and is a lot of fun to play with. So in Kamakawi, there were 14-day weeks. And the names of the days of the week were fun because it was there was a special name for the first day of the week, a special name for the last day of the week, and then special names for these middle 2 days in the week, which were, I think, were days 7 and 8. And then all the rest were just named by number. And that was a lot of fun. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go on.
I was going to say, for a language that I used for the D&D campaign I ran, there was a 5-day week that was based on this crazy idea I had way back when I was, learning about morphology and learning about raspberry and how it's ras is this thing that means nothing. So I came up with this idea for the language that I created way back when, Guader, that had these instances of 5 things. So they were like 5 little, not like prefixes. They meant absolutely nothing, but they separated categories of things into 5. And so like you could have, like there were berries was one of them, and so each one would be a berry, but it would just be random, things like that. And I wanted to share a resource with you about it. Have we done a LangTime chat about D&D? I mean, you did the whole class.
I don't know. I have to look back at topics.
Yeah.
At one point I had a spreadsheet going. I think I've forgotten to keep the spreadsheet updated.
Yeah, but there's a resource I want to share with you in case, because this is good even if you're just a conlang or con culture, but also if you do RPGs.
I
Go ahead.
also wanted to plug a podcast, Uvular podcast, because it's run by an astronomer, and like her focus is bringing on specialists to talk about how to create a world and make it fit into like a scientific working. And so it's all about world creation, but like how does it work science-wise?
Yeah.
And so it's really cool. So if you're into that and you want to hear more about how people can, create, create worlds and make it still science-like, check out Uvular.
Yeah. So, okay. Sorry, hold on a second. I want to, if I put something over here, it'll be blocked by that. All right. Give me just a second. Hopefully this doesn't turn up anything untoward.
Oh, I'll type it in the chat.
Here we go. Oh, of course, and the first thing that comes up is a bunch of passwords. But that's, crap. It's blocked, right?
It is now.
Yeah, sorry. All right. Okay, so I want to find D&D. Here we go. So this is Don John, by the way, is just really good. It has a whole bunch of D&D things, but it has this calendar generator where you can. How do you do? Did it? Like, do I have to hit enter or something?
I've never. I've never used this.
Oh wait. Sorry, I copied that. That shouldn't be there. There we go. Okay. So this calendar allows you to indicate the number of moons that you have, and then the number of days in a week, the number of days in a month, the number of months in a year, and you can name them all. So these are like the days of the week, and I used this for players, and I would update it every year, and you can also say what year it starts on, and you can see days in the year is 410. I just I just wrote down like what they were doing, and I also put not calendars. What do you call it? Holidays on there.
I was going to say events, but holidays as well.
Yeah, you can have them occur. And so then, this is the day where the campaign started, and then it was on to the next year, and they were doing stuff. And evidently I forgot, I didn't find the most up-to-date version of this because it went well into the next month. But it also did things like, for example, this guy he was a rogue, and he was trying to stealth at midnight, but he was like out in the open, and I was like, well, what phase of the moon was it? And so I went to look it up, because it was like, if it was a full moon, I'm going to be like, you're going to be rolling with disadvantage here, and it's going to be a high, thing, because it actually tells you what phase the moon is. But yeah, you can also have multiple moons. You can have anywhere from 1 to 4 moons. Anyway, this particular year, all the weeks had the same number of days, and all the months had the same number of days. So you would always know, based on the number of the day, what day of the week it was. And then at the end of the year, there was a 5-day month that was like a fix-it, week, or it could be, varying lengths. But basically, it was however many days of the year would be left to reset it to the year. Anyway.
So Mateus asked a good question about whether every language has some sort of word meaning month, in the sense that, especially, or if it's related to the word for moon. And that is a good point, that a lot of especially early calendars were based on moon, because that was a cycle that was very visible, and so it was easier, I think, to break down into like, oh, there's a period of time where the moon goes through these stages. Not that they necessarily knew how many were in a quote year, or that they used it as a time frame for like, oh, there's this many months in a year like we do now. But that is interesting. Like, does every language have some sort of lunar word to indicate that time frame where you can see, like, this is the lunar cycle?
I think probably everyone does. Then the question is, like, do they actually use it for timekeeping?
Right, and do they care?
like Egyptian, for example, like Middle Egyptian, they had months, and the months were named based on how they were related to the harvest. There was like inundation 1, inundation 2, and so on. But I need to double check, but I'm fairly certain that Hawaiian did not have anything like that. Instead, it was just like the wet season and the dry season, and the months were not as important. So I think it depends on how variable your weather is, because of course, like if you're in some place like Hawaii, it's not really super important. What specific, chunk of the year it is. It's either the weather is mostly the same. It's just whether it's more wet or not. Whereas if you're living,
If you're living in a place like Hawaii, though, would it be more important to know if it's a full moon that the tides would be potentially stronger?
It could be, yeah.
And so it's more important to know that versus what part of the year are you in?
It seems likely. I never looked up that specific vocabulary in Hawaiian. Certainly have the resources for it. It'd be an interesting little dive. I'll check it. Anyway, I'm really feeling self-conscious about my hair. It needs to be cut. It's so long in the
We
back.
started the podcast live stream. Man, I tell you what, getting my words mixed up already. We started the live stream with me offering to cut David's hair, and so that's why I was making a joke about Big Wave Dave, because his hair would be all wavy if I did it, because I can't cut straight to save my life.
Yeah.
And so, I offered, but he has not taken me up on that.
Yeah, I should say I've gotten pretty good at cutting hair, but the thing is, I just can't cut the back of my own hair, and I've had it done poorly, by a non-barber.
I would do it poorly.
Yeah,
but it would be done.
No, it would definitely be done.
It's like shaved. Way too close to the head. Oh, it would be bad.
Anyway, yeah,
this would actually have been I didn't realize this calendar existed, and I'm like, oh, could you start from the beginning where you're like, I don't know how many months and weeks I want, I just know that I want 2 moons, and I want to see what the cycles in conjunction with the 2 moons would be? Yeah,
because you can change any of these at any point in time. So like, you could just keep this and change the number of moons to 2.
Ooh, and then you can specify different cycles? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is fascinating.
And by the way, you can name the moons as well, because like there was just one moon, so I just named it moon. But like with more than one moon, you might have different names.
Because I tried to do it by hand, and it was, ugh.
Yeah, but so the thing is, like, now that you have this, you can be like, okay, based on this, I want to go and change the number of months and the number of days in those months. And so on. Let's see, and
Nice.
Change the number of days in the year. Oh, that was the thing. I had 410 days in the year. That's why it worked out perfectly. It's just for fun. But yeah, and then of course this is just one of the tools that they have here. There's also, the fantasy name generator is obviously not as good, but medieval demographics calculator was really cool. So check this out. It's like they come up with a name of the settlement, and you can supply it, and you put in the population. It says this is how many of these types of things would be there.
Whoa.
Yeah. I have. Look at how many furriers. Look at how many furriers. 11 doctors, but 211 furriers.
I don't know why you need a doctor.
There are more furriers than tailors.
Taylor could be a doctor.
Shoemakers. See, this seems improbable. 235 shoemakers.
You need a lot of shoes to cover that many people. Making shoes all the time and fixing shoes.
More shoemakers than barbers.
Yeah, because, I mean, not as many people care about their hair.
How could there be 123 barbers but only 17 chicken butchers?
Well, because most people can butcher their own chickens. And so only the rich people would go to the chicken butchers.
Butcher their own chickens, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Okay, anyway, so this...
I say that with confidence coming from rural Missouri.
Well, I know.
Yeah, most
it's
people
like,
just butcher them in the backyard.
Yeah, somebody lived like me. Okay, so anyway, by the way, this website is donjon.bin.sh. Anyway, maybe you can put it in there so I don't have to worry about that.
Oh, yeah, sorry. donjon.bin.sh. I think I typed that right.
Yeah.
So that's the website. Okay.
But yeah, like the whole point of doing this, by the way, was Dark Horse's comment, because we've never gotten to a point where we've really needed to talk about weeks or months, because it's not super relevant for what we're doing.
Right.
But it's something that's really fun and that you can play with when you're making a language and a culture.
Also, I'm actually going to revisit my Tianato and try to figure out the 2 moon system. Ugh, I gave up on it. Somebody had mentioned way back at the beginning of our stream that this weekend was Memorial Day.
Oh, yeah.
It's also our patron live stream. Yep. So patrons, Saturday. And also tomorrow, which is really the start of the weekend for some people, is Alk's birthday.
Oh, the Alk?
Yeah, I don't know if Alk is here today, but if so, happy birthday!
I don't see Alk.
I was waiting until I potentially saw a comment from Alk before I mentioned that, but now we're almost 30 minutes in, and I didn't want to yeah.
You can usually tell if Alk's here because he talks a lot.
Alks. So...
He did indeed say, happy Meowriel Day.
Oh, nice. Thank you, Dark Horse. That's good.
All right.
On target with all the puns.
Okay, so let's figure out where this spiralization and H deletion rule is going to go. Let's see. Okay, geminate simplification.
I hate to do this to you as you're trying to figure this out. I'm going to have to be right back.
Oh, sure.
So I'm leaving you on your own.
Yeah.
Not as a sign of, I told you I wanted to talk about noun classes and not...
Spread, loss of C, loss of Q.
We'll leave that there in case you need to do something in the
voice glottal deletion. We could expand this rule. What I was trying to figure out is if there was any place where there was voicing. Stop devoicing. Oh. Hang on. Okay. Voice stops devoice next to voice stops devoice next to voiced stops? Oh, that certainly is written wrong. Next to voiceless. That should be what that says. Anyway, is there any circumstance where you could end up with a sequence of PH?
PhD.
I was trying to see if there would be an instance where we would actually end up with F. But I don't think so. It would need to be a voiceless stop followed by a voiced stop followed by H. And that is an impossible sequence for our language. So we don't have to worry about that. Loss of coda H. Fricative voicing assimilation. Fricatives adopt the voicing of whatever is adjacent to them, except for vowels, I guess.
I guess. You were really happy about that one.
Oh, yes. Okay. It matters where we put this rule because of our glides. So, if, let's see, let's do that. Oh, right. No, I can't do that, can it? So never, yeah. No, I don't think it will matter. Because basically, in order to have this sequence, this has to be the last consonant of the syllable. So there's no way that we would ever end up with, like, theta in a potentially voicing position.
That's good, right?
Yes. It means this rule is irrelevant. Yeah, none of the rules are relevant for this. There's nothing that could possibly voice a theta or a ch to a ra that comes from a sequence of voiceless stop followed by H. So...
But the fricative voicing assimilation will matter because if the rule came before that, we would get the... No, because you just said we can't get that. Never mind.
So...
oh my goodness. Did I mention I need more sleep?
All right. So let's find a place where it makes sense to put this, where it wouldn't mess with too much stuff. There's a loss of coda H, but this is the H that happens after it.
What is the might of GH is just the fricative, right? Not the GH segment.
Yeah. Where is the losing H after voiced things? Voice glottal deletion. Yeah, let's change that to glottal deletion. Just kind of expand it. It will have to be two different things. Yeah, let's see. It's glottal minus voice. It's voiced. Oh dear.
Also, there's a space between that plus and the voice. I don't think you meant that.
I certainly did not.
How embarrassing.
Okay. Minus voice goes to...
this close to not receiving your bonus this year.
Yeah, nothing after... let's see, this is kind of a messy rule plus continuant. And then C minus continuant minus voice. H becomes C.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, we don't need that.
Okay, just a second. I have to...
It's kind of a mess.
Okay, so H is deleted after the fricatives, but H is it gets turned into a geminate.
Yeah.
After the stops. No. Sorry, it turns into a fricative. It turns the stop into a fricative. Oh.
Long vowel, and then.
Do we need to say minus voice minus continuant? Because otherwise, like an SH would become plus continuant. Like we only want like TH to become the.
No, the idea is that something that's already plus continuant can't go to plus continuant. It's one of those old.
Oh, it's.
Yeah, it's one of those old phonology.
I hate these things.
I know.
Man.
Voice glottal fricatives are leaders only in long vowel. Voiceless glottals are deleted.
Side note: congratulations, Jake, on submitting your
your
final paper, I believe, or is it
Jake
an exam?
Is done.
Whatever you submitted, congratulations.
All right, voiceless glottals are deleted after fricatives, but they spirantize voiceless stops, resulting in the new fricative.
Oh, it was the translation exam. Awesome. Congrats.
Was new fricatives and
no, not show. Oh my gosh, what am I thinking?
Were you thinking of that crazy sound from Swedish that's like a simultaneous sh and h?
Obviously, that's exactly what I was thinking.
It's got one of the sexiest IPA characters there is. It's the H with the and then the
Oh, all very swoopy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now this is loss of uvular non-rhotics.
Otherwise known as lunar.
Let's see, and this is a minus rhotic.
Ooh, Jonathan typed it in the chat for you.
Minus back.
So that way everyone could enjoy the beauty.
There it is, yeah.
For me, can you add a sentence? Thank you. So I'm like, I know what you mean right now in this moment.
Plus Q becomes K.
Also, I do want to take a moment to again thank Graham for all of the amazing work he has been doing on keeping up with these sound change rules, and for pointing out some of the issues we have, including, did we change where it says suffixes only and we needed to change that in the document?
No, that's a new thing that
one of the things we have to discuss. Anyway,
okay.
But Graham has been amazing at making all this happen in Lexergy, and we have given him a run for his energy in this season with this. So thank you.
Okay.
Okay, I just had to make sure I got that out there.
That at least takes care of the poll.
Yes. Okay, so we took care of the poll. We took care of one thing.
Okay, next.
And Miles, I really hope we do get to the categories. I know that he had mentioned that way back at the beginning, and I was like, yeah, I hope so too.
Next, we're going to do the next easiest thing, which is, oh man, I just had it. We were just talking about it.
Sorry. Ruined it.
What was it? Like, seriously, I can't remember at all.
The suffixes, because that's an easy fix. We just needed to make it.
No. It was the uvular lowering.
Oh, okay.
Okay, where's that? Vowel lowering. Oh yeah. So this rule as written was not what I intended. This rule was, for example, like you had, something like, kana, that would become, kana, which was intended. And also, if you had something like, manat, that would become ma-nok. What I did not intend was for something like this. I intended that to become la, not this. I know. The rule as written, though, suggests that it should become this. I didn't intend that. Because the way that this is syllabified is like this. And basically, the idea was if a vowel was in the same syllable as a uvular, it would lower. Not if it was anywhere next to one. So like that was totally unintentional. But the way that this rule is worded, this is actually correct. So we're going to fix that rule. It might already be fixed on Lexergy, I don't know. But that's one of the things that we talked about. So how to do this? So it's like C plus uvular that, or there, C plus uvular, and then either another consonant or the end of a word.
Because if the uvular appears before it, it's going to be interpreted as an onset, just the way syllabification works.
Yep.
But if it appears after, we need to specify because that's where the syllabification can get weird.
Yeah, and the way we...
not weird, but like move it over.
Yeah, the way we confirmed this, this rule was similar to Arabic, because there is a rule that works like this that Jake pointed out in a different language. In Arabic, with the back consonants, it's only in this environment. So either way, it's an onset or it's a coda, and just like if it had a fake word of Arabic, something like an N followed by a long A followed by a K followed by some vowel in R, it would be naqir. So it would be a nice A. It wouldn't be an ah, which you would get for like what's a word that starts with ha in Arabic that has a long vowel?
I love that you look to me.
You studied Arabic.
You know how much I remember. We've had this conversation.
I don't know, but anyway, like friends, you know, asdiqai, or that would be my friends. So it's a nice ah after a ka, but not in the situation where it's like it's the onset of the next syllable. So that's what I meant. Now it's written the way that we meant it, so that's one other thing taken care of. We do need to do the vowel harmony, I think, first. Can we merge ra and ra?
Are we going to do that? Or because that's down below, right?
Well, down below, yeah. I absolutely think we should. We didn't do it yet, but I think we should.
Oh, but we did say placement could be an issue to avoid weird sequences, liquid sequences specifically. I don't really remember why.
Maybe work on placement to avoid weird liquid sequences. Oh, we certainly wrote that.
But like, do you remember? Okay, but we can get rid of one, right? Because we got rid of more H.
Yeah, it's done.
And then this would address this one, right? Or no? Oh my. Or was that just because of spelling?
Yeah, it was just because of spelling. So like if we merged ra and ra, be really no issue.
Your webpage is using significant energy.
Yeah.
And also, hey Kay.
It will result in some spellings that are like this, but.
And that would be pronounced atra.
Atra. Atra. Atra.
I still can't do that trill.
Atra. And, like, abra. Abra. Really, atra. Adra is like the only one I can think of. What would happen with S?
Really struggling. I feel like there should be a Z, but no. Oh yeah, it is a Z, and then it turns into ts.
Yeah, atra.
Oh gosh, that sounds beautiful.
Why on earth is that not? Did it get thinged? Did it get moved back?
Because of vowel harmony.
By vowel harmony. Yeah.
Very cool. So then it worked.
Yeah, let's make sure it works totally. By the way, Graham did something. I didn't quite understand it, but he did something to Lexergy so that it's like fast now. I still don't quite understand what it was, but like Lexergy is super fast now. Okay, let's see if we are getting any unexpected results. Because if we're not, then we're okay. We're gonna have to do a whole series of these. So let's try. By the way, did we do the thing where we just de-romanizer? Oh, we did.
So
Cool.
Jake
Nice.
explained it in terms here. The previous responses get saved and then skipped over if the rules haven't changed.
Oh.
Ooh, and good evening, Mia.
Oh, Mia, hey. Hey, it's been a long time. It's nice to see you.
Ooh, Jonathan said the same, yeah.
Okay. Bo, tabe, what are our vowels? Taba and tabe. All right, let's see what happens.
A, at, E,
Doesn't fit the syllable
O,
structure.
and
What?
No syllable pattern can start with
Did I use the... Is this one of those things where I have a different schwa?
maybe?
All right, let's see if...
Because schwa should be one of our...
it was a different schwa.
You can add that to the de-romanizer.
Yeah. I'm going to do that. Okay. De-romanizer. Our schwa becomes this schwa. Yeah. Okay, so let's take a look. No, this is not correct. Yeah, this is all kinds of messed up. No.
Why?
Oh, so many reasons.
Okay.
So this is fine. This is fine. This is not. Wait.
I thought it is.
Oh, no, wait. Because it goes to O, which goes to oo.
Right? So I thought we had a whole... Now I need to remember.
Huh. That's right, because O goes to oo.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a very Uvular language. Boy, that's just devastating. We're going to have tons of things going to you. All right.
Did we even think about this?
Okay, let's take a look at this. It's because that mid-vowel split. Okay, no, that's not right. Nothing should have happened to this form. I mean, aside from the O going to U. And for this one, this A should have gone to Ah. Okay. We're gonna have to write in some rules for what happens to roots. Because roots are not going to be as radical as suffixes.
So in other words, was our thing right, and we only wanted these tables to happen in suffixes, which is how we have it worded, which is how Graham interpreted it, which is why it wasn't changing it last week when we were checking. Yeah. Because he specifically coded it to be for suffixes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mateus's comment. All the ooze.
Look at these weird sequences we have. Kapka, kakpa, katka. And they don't become geminates. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. So. Fellow conlanger.
Yeah.
What you thinking?
Well, we're gonna need to fix this. Because let's do. I mean, let's do this. Yeah, let's do it at the end. So right before geminate simplification, say that voice thing merger.
Consonant merger?
GH merger. GHR merger. Whatever. Look, I'm not doing well on the sleep thing either. Okay.
But hey, at least we're back home. We're not streaming from a basement with weird noises.
Let's continue it. Plus back.
We got some positives.
Plus voice becomes plus rhotic.
Indeed.
Rhotics are plus continuant, aren't they?
At this point, don't we only have one rhotic? No, wait, we do have the R, don't we?
Yeah.
The other one. We have both. Okay. But this one would specify, but I think they're continuant because you can hold them out. Like, isn't that the whole point of continuant? This one, like, the place would stay the same, and so that's why we don't have to specify that it's not the alveolar.
There you go, Mia. Hey, Carl.
LangTime, more like nap time. Yeah.
Thank you, Jake. Oh.
Wait, does Jake feel bad for you or for me? A little vague. Is he speaking to you or me?
Good point. I need to get somewhat confusing pair of phones.
To Romanize.
Romanize. There. All right. Okay, let's go to our chart and let's change some
things. Nice, Jake.
Alright. So this is now yellow. Is that one? No.
No, that's too bright.
No.
That's also too bright. I think you need to go one more.
No, I think it's
maybe
one
all
more.
The way at the bottom.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
And then also we needed to throw that in there. And then what else? What did we just do? Theta.
Things and stuff. Theta and...
Oh man, it means we gotta have a new column.
We sure do.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah.
You know what? No, forget it. We're not having a new column. Change this to coronal. Take that.
Would you list it before the S?
I wasn't gonna. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that?
You know what? I was just thinking in order of how they would, go, but okay.
All right, there we go. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, the real reason dental fricatives are rare. Don't want to add a column. Just get rid of it.
So we don't have F or V in this language? It's kind of funky.
So BH would not resolve.
No, the H disappears.
After a V.
Because it's voiced.
Okay, so it has, right.
Yeah.
Right. It has to be voiceless for this to happen.
Yeah.
I swear I'm going to keep up. Ooh, and CJ survived quite a storm to be here, so yay!
Oh, yeah. Hey, CJ. So, did you get that trampoline? Because that's what I would have done. Who turns down a free trampoline? Little damp.
Mm-hmm.
Little
bit.
little bent, little high up, but okay. So then that takes care of all of this.
All right. Now we have to figure out this vowel harmony.
Now the vowel harmony thing. So the issue is that these things shouldn't be changing height, unless where was the mid-vowel spread? Here we go. It should be before the mid-vowel spread. No. That's
but
weird.
I thought that was supposed to trigger the vowel harmony.
It was supposed to trigger the vowel harmony.
But you know what's exciting? I can read the text on your screen. I don't have to squint anymore.
Oh.
I can totally read it all.
You couldn't do that with your high-powered glasses?
No, remember that was one of the reasons I was like, I have to go see the eye doctor. I can't read this text.
And what was the reason? Because, like, for me, it's just too far away, so I put on my glasses and I can see it.
For me, it's because my prescription was different in the top and bottom because, I got the progressive lenses.
All right.
And so for me to see at that distance in my other glasses or in those glasses, I'd have to have my head like this the whole time because I need it to be through that part. But now this is just my computer glasses, so the whole thing is at the same prescription, so I don't have to do that.
All right on. Okay. So, let's see here. I know what the problem is. This stuff shouldn't be happening. Everywhere. This should just be happening when it's the first vowel of a word.
So then later they can do harmony.
Yeah. Yeah, this shouldn't be happening everywhere. Central vowel annihilation. Let me see if we can, if we fix that, if it fixes everything. Might not. Where is central vowel annihilation? How do we specify just at the beginning of a word?
I believe the beginning of the word is with a pound. I've done this before, but let me look up the Luxergy documentation because there's
Yeah, because
word boundaries. Here we go. Oh, it's a $sign. That's right.
a $sign.
Yeah, because the £sign is syllable boundary. So like, it doesn't necessarily have to be. Or no, actually, £sign is.
Oh.
Ignore this.
What?
So like a word boundary is. So like what you need to do down below with the, right there is do, if, and then put a space, yeah. But that's only at the beginning of the word. You want there to be an optional consonant there, right?
Yeah. So, do I write like that?
Except I think you need, an asterisk. I think that's what makes it optional. By putting a question mark after it. So do @consonant question mark in between the two.
Okay. Okay, now the result is basically it doesn't know what to do with these two vowels when they're not in a suffix. Actually, I don't think, I think because of this, he just never wrote these two vowels in these rules below because they never occur. But they should.
And they are, again, in suffixes, a part, and I believe Graham had said he had changed that part. But we did have the and e in in the list of vowels.
Well, that was the thing, because we wrote them there because we knew they should still be there. Graham didn't write them there because we had this rule that just destroyed them all, so it was
and so
pointless.
It's like, why do it?
Because we wrote it wrong. So that was our mistake. Okay, so then now we need to reinsert them into these rules.
Well, I can leave this information on my screen while you're looking at Lexergy to see if we can.
Okay. So this is non-low.
Can we have consonant clusters at the beginning of in an onset?
No.
Okay, so magpie, the only reason we don't need the asterisk is because we can't have more than one consonant.
At this stage, if it remains to be seen what will happen when they start borrowing words from other languages that have consonant clusters.
So I think it should only go in this segment because here's, and we can just copy one of the rules.
But then, why isn't this? It says @non-low. Why isn't that a part of non-low? Where is that?
Up above. Class non-low. Just.
Yeah, he just didn't write them in there because he didn't have to. So.
Do the correct schwa.
The correct schwa.
Yeah. Because you want that schwa to be applied.
That's right, and.
Like holding my breath.
Okay, there they are. They're back, which is, I think, what those should be anyway.
But wasn't it Tubu anyway? Wasn't that the same result we got last time?
Yeah, so those were fine. That's what it was supposed to be, because essentially this goes to O and O raises, and this goes to U, and it doesn't need to raise. These are wrong. Both of these should be tuba, because we don't want them to change their heights.
So how do we block that?
We have to have a new rule that says things don't change height. But this is where we were running into the problem with the mid-vowel spreading. I need this, and I need a pen.
Do you have a preference?
Something non-permanent.
Yeah, the first one I grabbed was permanent. You saw that, right?
Yeah.
Do you keep non-permanent pins in this thing?
I actually don't know.
I have a pencil option for you.
Oh God.
I can go grab.
Give me that first one you grabbed.
It was this one because it just looked really cool, but it's also permanent.
Yeah, can you hold this or put it somewhere? Just gotta write this out. Okay, so the mid-vowel spread takes the minus ATR vowels lower, right? So after this one, we only have a. And
use this pin if it works.
that's okay. And aw. We do have some kind of low version of that.
As he's talking his way through this, like, I'm seeing why maybe I've never ventured into vowel harmony.
And then we have, and then E and U. And then where are our modern versions of A come from? They all come from schwa? That's interesting. Okay, so then we have E, A, E, U. So then everything should become that. All right. If it isn't that already. Or if it's unaffected, which would be E. E is unaffected. Okay. So, yeah. But it's like,
oh, and Jake points out also from nasal vowels, you make it an A. Yeah. The nasal,
and then, okay. I got my little cheat sheet there. Let's see what happens with this.
Ooh.
Okay.
Was
Interesting.
that expected?
Kinda.
Okay.
Maybe. Oh, that certainly wasn't. Oh. Oh. That's an over application of vowel harmony. We can be okay with TB, I believe.
I don't think so.
No. Just in the root.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But yeah, this raises. I wonder what happens with W. Oh, of course, because it raises too. Yeah. But if we had this. Well, why doesn't that raise?
Didn't we keep them?
No, I mean, there's no reason that shouldn't raise.
But it's, the uvular made it low.
Vowel harmony is bringing it back down.
Yeah.
It shouldn't. No. It shouldn't do that, not in a root.
So now we're going to have root vowel harmony versus suffix vowel harmony, or should we go back to saying it only happens in suffixes?
No. No, the roots need to be harmonized. They just don't need to be that harmonized.
So we're going to add a rule
Yeah, we're going to
before our current vowel harmony, which should be as written, our current vowel harmony should only apply to suffixes. But we need a different vowel harmony to affect some vowels and not others to come before it.
Yes. And so we're going to write non-low suffix vowel harmony, sorry. Non-high suffix vowel harmony.
And also sorry to Graham, who will now.
And now we get to write the coolest rule in the history of LangTime Studio, because it is actually called, and it makes sense that it is called, harmonic convergence.
I need a Copico.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
There you go.
All right.
Okay. Cheers. Oh, Jake says radical harmonic convergence, perhaps? Since you know it's in the roots.
I suppose you're right, yeah. Copico. The definition of rad. Woo! Put our water for you. Okay. I'm not sure what to write here yet, but
in show notes for today, we can mark this moment as when Jesse's like, I'm out.
okay,
I'm gonna go work somewhere else.
Okay, this is gonna be this shouldn't be that radical in terms of, or it shouldn't be that extreme, let's put it that way.
My computer should not have gone to sleep. Make sure
Your computer.
Jesse, this is boring.
my computer is like, you're lost. Go take a nap and let David figure out the vowel harmony.
Okay, goes to alpha back.
Okay, so harmonic convergence happens in Cora. Have we just not gotten there?
Yeah.
I'll get there.
Yeah.
I'll understand what you mean at some point.
You're almost there. It's season 2.
Okay. Do you mean book 2?
Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Vowels in roots harmonize with the first vowel of a root in their back feature. Right? We don't need that in their back feature. But not in any other way. The vowels retain their rounding and height. Please note that due to mid-vowel spread, there are going to be reduced options for these vowels. Essentially, the only vowels you get will be this stage E, okay.
Wait. We still have E in some situations, right?
No, this is going to get rid of them. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Because I thought they're supposed to survive to the suffixes.
That's right. Wait. No, I mean, nothing's changed in the suffixes yet.
Oh.
But you're right. These... No, the central vowels...
I thought over in Lexergy you retyped it so it was only in certain places.
Oh, we need to make this clear then. There. So actually, if this is so, then in addition, the nasal vowels.
Because that is what you typed over in Lexergy, right? Like this push only happened.
Huh. Well, now this is interesting. Shouldn't this have affected this? This is a plus ATR mid vowel. Shouldn't it have become barred I?
Is it plus ATR?
It sure is.
I thought barred I was plus ATR and that schwa was minus ATR.
No. They're both
I
plus
don't-
ATR.
I don't think I understand ATR.
Hmm.
I'm just, you know,
This would really kill the vowel A. We can just say it leaves the central vowels alone, but I say for this.
I'm researching to try to understand because I thought the whole point of the advanced tongue root is that a schwa, which is like really mid lacks everything, I thought that would totally be minus ATR like the it and the oot.
Oh no. Schwa is plus ATR. And it's in vowel harmony systems that have it, it's the plus ATR version of ah. Ah is minus ATR, is plus ATR. Or in our case, ah, but in many cases, ah, the central ah.
Mm.
Well, let's,
And syntax is way more fun than phonology.
because it's all made up and isn't based on anything.
It's all made up too, where you draw the lines for what vowel is what.
It really is not. Okay. Let's just say this leaves the central. No. This rule leaves the central vowels alone. This was done with the full knowledge and approval of Bib Laridian. There we go. Now nobody can question it.
Look at what one of the Google results was on the first page for looking up what is plus ATR vowel.
Really?
It's
Holy smoke.
for anyone following along at home. It's David's page on, I'm going to say Guader.
Yeah.
I got that right?
Yeah.
Okay. On that language and their vowel harmony.
This is language, by the way, I just showed you in my calendar.
Look at that.
It's really a mess, though. There's too much stuff in there.
So anyway, I can apparently read what you've already written about it.
Mm-hmm.
All the options.
But yeah, it's too much. Okay. Okay, well, let's turn off these vowel harmony rules. How do you comment out in this? Is it with hashtags?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Change it to dollar signs so that it makes sense. Do you have to put a hashtag in front of everything?
Actually, I think if you just put it in front of the rule, because it reads the rule and then applies what's below it.
Okay, yeah. All right.
And in coding, hashtags are used for comments.
I know, but in linguistics, they're used for word boundaries, which is...
You know, coding. Get on board with the coding.
This is for people who do language. It's not for people who code. All right. Okay, so it matches the back feature. So then,
Jake, I did the same thing. When I saw the title in my Google search, I was like, oh, elven vowel changes. And then it was like, no, 11. 11. And not even changes, languages.
Now we have to figure out how to write this rule.
Good luck.
Because it affects every vowel that's left. Which is these, and these. Radical harmonic convergence. Ideas?
Would you like to be inspired with a treat if you figure it out?
Dang. Ooh, yeah, I would like that.
Okay, so I am bribing David with cupcakes to figure it out.
Oh man, he's talking about nasal schwas now. Gosh darn it. We're gonna have nasal schwas, aren't we?
But there is a nasal vowel merger. Could the nasal schwa merger?
Here, let's just
Merge?
Let's just do something like, let's just do one rule here. After those all the front vowels?
Sure.
Why doesn't it make sense? All these have colons.
Oh, you have to have hyphens connecting radical harmonic convergence. It's got to be one unit, so it doesn't stop reading.
Oh. We've already had mid-vowel spread. Oh my god, you know what this means?
I am really so lost. I don't know.
We can get O back. We can get O back. Remember O?
Keep going.
Isn't that fun?
Mm-hmm.
What are the other back vowels? Is that it?
Yeah. Need to check how these are coded.
No, I have no idea.
Well, that didn't work if you hit apply.
No, it didn't. I better.
Because the nasal versions may be considered separate from the non-nasal, and so you may need to specify those too.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna let Jake figure this out. Okay, that didn't work either.
Maybe because at the stage it's being applied, it's already no.
It shouldn't.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I don't know. There is a reason. there is a reason. It takes me a long time to stare.
Well, let's just do this. That'll tell us why.
I think.
Oh, it needs to be an optional consonant or whatever.
But like, I also think he did something really special with these rules to make this work, and it's something to do with how he did this, because notice there's not hyphen, so it's something to do with how he wrote that made it so it would look for a vowel coming before it regardless of what comes in between it. Our rule is
Let's try
not
this.
written.
Let's try this.
That worked. We get tubo.
And
And so I don't understand the brilliance behind that, because I have taught myself rudimentary lexergy coding practices, and I have not gotten to this level yet. But it's brilliant, whatever just happened.
Oh, sure, and you've all just witnessed how I learned everything I know about coding and HTML and things like that. I'm like, that thing didn't work. That works. Let's just copy that and put it over there, and that's it. Just copied at vowel letter. Made thing work.
You're welcome for telling you that was the difference.
Thank you. Oh, I like that.
Okay.
All right. So, what do we think about this as we enjoy a cupcake here, because it's really an emotional support cupcake?
Side note,
Yeah.
this worked, I believe, because the nasalized inte, the schwa changed to an A, ignoring the fact that it was nasal versus non-nasal. So that's good.
Well, actually, we don't know what happens to schwa. Let's do sun.
Then you can have cupcake.
Okay. Oh, the nasalization didn't spread because the T blocked it.
Right, like I wasn't concerned about that. What I was concerned about was the way this was written. If A is considered separate from then the schwa would not change to do the harmonic convergence. But it's coded in a way that makes it work.
Well, what I know is that Graham is going to write these rules so that they work correctly. We're just going to write them
They smell even better.
so that they work for right now. I think that what I need to do is I need to eat this while you hold this, and then you will eat one while I hold it, okay?
Perfect. And then are you going to eat the third one, or are we going to save that for later?
Most favorite.
So these are cupcakes that I made that are chai latte cupcakes. And they smell even better now that they've been in the tub for a day.
I think LTR is left to right. I don't think it's letter.
Ah, that would make sense. Yeah, Jake is agreeing, so that That's good.
Yeah, these are great. I really like eating them.
They're fun to make too. Okay, so we are like almost an hour and a half into the episode.
Mm-hmm.
We still need to figure out the rest of the radical harmonic convergence. We've only figured out schwas at this point.
Here, well, first of all, I want you to do this. Can you type in the chat there?
Oh yeah, I thought you were going to tell me to eat a cupcake.
No, do the vote. People cool with the reintroduction of O.
Are you cool with the introduction of... Ooh. I had to make sure that didn't have an O in it. So if you're not okay, you can't say no.
No!
Nah. Yes, Jonathan, I can. And Jake, this is actually a vegan recipe.
But don't worry. I'd be sure to, like, afterwards just down a glass of milk to balance it. Oh, here, oh, okay. But here, I'll hold it for you. You held it for me, I'll hold it for you.
Thank you. All right.
We're partners. 70-30.
Who's the 70?
I mean, come on.
Yeah. So far, it's looking good.
I'm really glad that the first time we've actually written Biblarian's name on a document, you know, as a part of the rule. He's not here.
That is very interesting.
I really like being able to use him as an authority when he's not paying
Anime fan, this
attention.
is really just about reintroducing the sound O to the vowel system.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one or the other, so there's nothing that we need. Here, actually, I can hold this. Oh, well, I mean, you can. It's just like my arm is...
Well, here, I'll put it where you need me to put it.
There we go. Oh, Jake was like, I'm talking about my Mars bars. Not at all talking about the cupcakes. That's hilarious.
There he is.
Good call, babe.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. CJ. And how did you say it? Biblarodon?
Yeah, because I didn't know how else to say it. I mean, it was such a weird and stupid name. I was like, well, I guess this is how you say it. You know, just had it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But I am tempted to start a YouTube channel that is Biblarodon. I'm just going to use all of your branding. And it's really just going to be me selling things.
What are you going to sell? Thank you, by the way.
Tonic.
All right.
You can trust me, Biblarodon, to give you top deals on Top Tonic.
I'm already hitting the buy button.
Kind of want to eat that other one now.
All right. Ending vote because we have enough votes, and it's clear that people are
Yeah. All right.
okay with O's.
Oh no, it happened with your approval. We have it right here. See, we've noted that the mid-vowel spread happens with your full knowledge and approval. Only to non-central vowels. So, thank you for that. It really made things easier for us. I mean, otherwise we would have had to go through a whole thing and explain why, if the ATR vowels all rose, the mid-vowels, why didn't raise to and why was this rule written this way? Because then all instances of should have become E at this stage.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta remember to return my ballot.
Yep.
I love it.
Okay, so let's delete this. because that's not true. The vowels retain their rounding and height.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Do we just need to do a chart to be like, this goes to this goes to this goes to this?
Let's
Or a bullet list.
Let's do up a little chart, Steve.
Because I can also do a bullet list by adding in some fun bullets once you make a bullet, and then I can go in and change it.
Yeah. There, hold on. Let's do another return carriage there. All right.
In which case, it's not necessarily a chart ski and more of a list ski.
How about Chartzelski? Is that
That
little
works.
Chartzelski? Okay. All right. Here we go. So. Nope. Table's gonna make way more sense, and you'll see why. I know.
So ready.
I know. But it's gonna need a table, I think. Okay, so what vowels are there at this stage? They are.
It's a wonderful, wonderful question.
It was here. A, I, A, U, U, and then and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we'll add some to there. Okay, so then E, U, A. And that's the front vowels. Let's do word I, schwa, and then U and Ah.
And for people following along, Palatino X does not have the bolded form of the ah and the e.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So those are the proto-vowels, and now the vowels that they can come after are E, E, U, A? Yes. Yes, because of the schwa.
Did we not already have A?
No, it grows. And then U, and Ah, and I think that's it, right?
We have a nasal A and also a nasal O.
Let's ignore those for
We
the time
never
being.
got rid of the nasals.
Let's ignore those for the time being and see what happens.
Do you mean to add or delete a row? Utility added.
Then to delete. Okay. Let's just see what happens. Let's ignore the nasals for right now.
A bold barred eye. That's a fun thing to say.
Okay, well definitely that's, no change there. No change there. No change there. No change there. That becomes E. That becomes E. That becomes U. That becomes A. But do you want to, should we highlight the ones that change or something?
I'm just trying to explain this in my head.
But let us go ahead and do something to the ones that change.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so after E doesn't change, that doesn't change, that doesn't change, that doesn't change because it's front. And this is the same thing.
Okay.
The only potentially interesting thing might be if these guys round, but they're not rounded. They're not rounded. Okay. Yeah, so that's correct. So the same thing happens here, right?
Oh my goodness, my ears. Oh my. How are we bringing the O back? Because in the rule you wrote, the schwa was going to become an O, but why? Because it doesn't match rounding.
Because there's no back on round vowel. Oh, but there is a back on round vowel, isn't there? Oh no, but it doesn't change height. It doesn't change height.
But I feel like then the rule should specify retain their rounding and height when possible.
They're
Because
rounding
otherwise,
when possible, and height always. All right. Okay. Yeah. Now here is where we see other changes. E.
because the only thing on that side is going to be an oo, so changing.
E becomes O. And this becomes A. And then that becomes oo. That becomes O. That stays oo. And that stays all right. And so these,
So we're going to see a lot more variability after a back vowel than we will after a front vowel.
make these purple.
And a lot more oohs.
Almost border style.
So in other words, we could have summarized this as after a front vowel, after a back vowel, because there's like literally no change within them, right?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
We're going to see if some of these things are too extreme. Some of them maybe. In which case we'll have a bit of a, we'll have to have a bit of a change here. So so there's no changes in height for all of these. The height remains the same for all of them. Now let's look at place and rounding. Let's consider a place from movement from center to either front or back. That's half. Moving from front to back or back to front is full. Question is, are we okay with this? Change in rounding and a change all the way from front to back? Or do we want to leave those alone and say they become E? Or do we just want to have this one, but not this one, round?
Is there a poll in here? Because like one of my thoughts is, what if we say height when possible, but rounding? No, because we can't do that with the central. There's evidence there. Because otherwise, like 2B could go to 2B, where it becomes a Y instead of a full U.
Yeah, let's look at because I think that these are the most problematic forms right here. So let's go ahead and look at them. We have 2B and Tabi. Options for this one are 2B tubu, tubu. And then options for this one are tabi, no, tabu makes no, well, maybe, tabu. Let's deal with them one at a time.
Magpie. To be, not to be. Okay. Sorry, the Miles is asking about the diphthong that I think is still retained. But I think we still have high front vowels at the end of this, don't we? Isn't the E retained? And so we do.
He's talking about ow and oi.
Right,
ignore those.
But then he says, could high front vowels remain? Oh, does that mean like if, like, are we gonna do any vowel harmony? Anyway, do you want me to write this up as a poll to see preferences? So this is not a hard and fast winner necessarily wins,
Yeah,
more about like what is your preference?
Let's do this top one first because I think it might
Okay.
be a little easier.
Oops, wrong thing.
But listen, after we get this done, I promise that the patron poll is going to be non-phonology.
And I also say at this stage because it could change. Okay, so this is no harmony. This is rounding harmony. And this is full harmony. Does that sound good?
I wouldn't have written that, but go ahead.
Oh, well, I just wanted to explain what was going on.
Just go ahead. Go ahead.
Just to remind you that this is all about the harmony. Oh, he's asking about the harmonic changes after the ah instead of going back to ooh.
I don't know exactly what Miles is talking about, and I think I'm trying to stay focused here so I don't lose this.
Okay. Got some votes coming in, a little bit slow, which I totally get. This one's tough. I was like still go on a whole nother episode just to like map out all these things happening to vowels.
I think that's pretty close.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point we got enough. So
I like this. By the way, I like this option.
so we have rounding harmony.
No.
Or sorry, it. What would you call that? Like that rounds instead of anything else.
Yeah, but what I would call this is radical harmonic convergence.
But it looks different depending on which vowel is being affected.
Yes.
And so I was just saying it's only harmonizing in this particular vowel shape for this particular situation with rounding, and that's it.
It's often a neutral vowel in systems that are that have neutral vowels. Ours doesn't. Okay, now what about this one? This one is much more interesting. Basically, is tabi going to become tabi, tabu, or tabu. You want to go forward with all of those or eliminate one?
This one makes no sense to me to have taboo as an option.
All right.
Because it's either going to like match it for backness, or it's going to be like, I'm going to ignore this because there's no reason to randomly round unless you're trying to move back and there's no round space for you to move.
Yeah.
Or unround space for you to move. Alright, so this is tabby at this stage. Tabby and taboo.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is much more restrictive than what we have with the suffixes. That's going to be much more loosey-goosey. And we're going to have things jumping all around. But it does raise the possibility of O.
It needs to be part of the equation down below again.
I think so.
Because we've reintroduced it.
Because we reintroduced it.
Episode 408, and we realize we need to go back. Alright. Ooh, a goose named Lucy. That would be cute. Also, I do apologize for Instagram followers. I totally forgot yesterday was Wednesday. Yeah. I am totally off schedule now that I don't have classes, and like every day is the same. So I will get on that loosey-goosey drawing by Sunday, because that is cute.
Yeah.
All right, I think, I'm trying to do the math real quick. I think we actually already have enough votes to call this. It looks like we have a favorite. And so.
Yeah, I think so.
So here we go. We have a favorite.
All right. There we go. So that's what that's what's happening inside of roots. And so this produces the vowel O again in a couple of circumstances. And so now we, oddly enough, we have kind of like the opposite of Turkish. In Turkish, you never see O in a suffix. It only occurs in roots. This one, O only occurs outside of the first syllable of the word. It's kind of cool. So now let's go back and look at this.
We're gonna have to add.
I think so. There. And then this is, that's just going to be O.
Okay.
You not like that?
I just
We went from not having to O to having lots of O.
having O all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Guess it makes more sense because it doesn't jump all the way up to high.
Mm-hmm.
That was a quirk in the system that I think you actually liked when we did it.
Yeah. It's weird.
But okay.
Yeah.
But it makes more sense for it to go to O given our current.
Man, I feel so bad for Graham. He's got so much work to do.
Go back to suffixes. Change this, change that.
Yeah.
Woo!
As Bibler points out, there are some suffixes in Turkish that don't harmonize at all. One of them is the yor suffix. so you do get O. But yeah, I think that.
And then down here. After U, it'll be O.
And after O.
O.
Because that occurs now.
Alright, so here we need E, U, and A, U, O.
Oops.
So after U it would be U, but after A it would be O, correct?
And O, yeah.
Ooh.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I hope that didn't ruin everything.
We'll see what happens on the screen here as I watch the... Hey, it brought everything over with us except the document, so that worked. Hoo-wee.
And then let's do these so they go in. Yeah.
Should it be the O and the A then if we're doing... No, because we did A and A. So
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So there we go. Yeah. How do you feel about all this, Jess? It's a lot less uvulous than it was when we started.
A little lost. But also, like, I'm going to be 100% relying on Lexergy for every root. Like, I will not have a sense of what should be when I come up with roots. Because a lot of times when we come up with roots, we come up with, like, well, one, it's just like, well, let's see where this goes. But a lot of times you do end up kind of coming up with, I want the modern form to be something like this. And so you kind of work backwards and like, okay, so the root should be this. I'm not sure in this language I will be able to do that. I think I may be like, let's just see where this goes. Here's some roots. Woo! Crazy.
Yeah. I have to say, this looks a lot more mannerly now. There is still overlap. So it's like the E and O overlap with the E and O here. Oh man. My Turkish synthwave band is going to be called Days of Yore. YOR.
Nice. All right. That's exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
Let's just see what happens. Ooh, it's like a cat. Just push it off, see what happens.
Yeah, and I think honestly that, I mean, I'll run some tests on my own to make sure that nothing happens with this malarkey, the nasal vowels, and also the what do you call it, the diphthongs. I'll figure out what happens with those. But that should take care of our phonology. We should be completely done.
I do want to point out this has been the 3rd episode running where that has been said somewhere in or near the end of the episode.
It's done. It's really done.
Thanks for the vote of confidence, Jake. Oh no, what about the hiatus?
Hiatus. The voiced H disappears. Oh no, that doesn't happen. Or if it does, yeah, it doesn't happen. Yeah, it doesn't voice. There is no hiatus that I know of.
Does anything else disappear that would make that?
I don't think so, because the H doesn't voice because of a vowel. Oh. Oh, there's that.
Oh no. Jake's like, let me one up this.
Perfect. E. But don't worry, because that obviously is not going to be what it is now. It's going to be E. Because with our new rules, that's not going to move. Remember? It's not going to change height. And it's not going to change rounding. So it'll be E. And personally, I am happy with this. And I will tell you why. Because it reminds me of Turkish, where the voiced fricative r, spelled with a G and a little upside down hatski on it, disappeared from the language Turkish. And so now you have vowels next to each other all over the place.
Can you just do me a favor and after the H, type in a schwa for one form and then a bardai for another form?
But yeah, it would probably be ü, ü, ü. Yeah.
What if it's an O, W, H, schwa?
Let's just do them all. Ooh. 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 I gotta say, to me, this feels like a feature, not a bug.
With romanization, U.
Oh. Yeah, I guess so.
Also, like, I can't do it without... The way you're doing it makes it sound like there's tone. Ooh.
That's just stress. Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh. Ooh. Now, we haven't talked about stress yet. Oops.
Okay, but how would you know whether it's you, stressed, you, or you. Like, how are you going to know where to break? And it's either ooh, ooh, or ooh, ooh.
I don't think it could ever be that.
Okay.
However...
So, like, U-H-E-W would not be...
However...
Ooh.
However... What would happen with this? Oh, it doesn't fit the... Never mind. Really? Really? Oh, because there's no U. Sorry.
Nah.
It's still the same thing. Can you do this?
But what if it's O?
Oh, but the H stays. Yeah.
I need someone.
Look, if this becomes an issue for you later, we'll insert an epenthetic something or other. But I personally don't see the issue. We could also just add...
In romanization, we're going to need to do something.
Eh,
No way we're just going to have you.
Absolutely. I think it's fine. But, if you want, though, it's very easy to just add to our rule, like, actually the H doesn't disappear when it's between two like vowels. And so it would be, it would be uo, but uhu.
Okay.
You could just do that.
So, polls. You said no more sound polls.
Yeah, so it's like we could do a stress poll, but also we could just say first syllable stress.
We didn't decide on stress in all of this. We didn't, like, go into thinking about stress. Stress is uniformly on the first syllable of a word.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we decided
So we
it.
did.
We did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good. We're good there. First syllable stress. So that's why I was saying ooh, as you can see.
Okay. At some point, like somebody help me out here. Is it possible to have short vowel followed by the same vowel as a long vowel? Would there ever be a problem where, say, 3 U's could either be oo or ooh?
It occurs in Turkish.
Okay. No, I mean in this language.
I mean, I'm just saying it can occur in a language.
Okay. All right. So let's. Are we gonna just surprise the patrons with what the poll's gonna be? Or
Yeah.
do you have an idea?
I mean, it'll be something to do with noun classes or pronouns or something. But yeah, it'll be grammar.
Woo! And you will be surprised. As will I. Oos.
Hold on. I don't think that we can. No. Yeah, I don't think you can get that, Jake. Like, I don't see how. Unless, is that allowed? No, you can't even get that. Unless
With an I, which may be the barred I. I think we need the exact protoform you typed in, Jake, because
yeah, because I don't think you can
the
get
voiced
that.
H lengthens, and so it's something with the
We
voiced
allow
H.
L fricative. Oh, okay. Ooh.
4 oohs.
Ooh.
U-U-U-U-H.
Okay, you want it very simple. You want to just say the H doesn't delete between like vowels.
Ooh. Ooh.
Or do you like it?
Ooh.
Do you like ooh?
Well, I don't like the H at the end.
Oh, the H is going to stay at the end no matter what. Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah. We have lots
Ooh.
of H final words. Like, look at this.
Sah.
Yeah, sah. We got H at the ends of words all the time. That's part of this language.
Listen,
Look.
I am not
Sahta.
sahta about having ooh as a possibility so much as I am thinking what this is going to look like typed out if we have to type this out, and like not understanding like Dark Horse's comment where it's like, ooh, where do we put the syllables? I mean, it wouldn't be that extreme because that would be, oof. So anyway,
It could also be something that happens later on in the language, and so it's not that we don't lose H; it's that something else is inserted. So, for example, it could be a W. We already have W. Yeah. Ooh. And then same thing for, I'm assuming that this is gonna. Maybe.
E.
I don't think L is going to do that. I forget. I don't think we can have long E.
Ooh, state grammar, Jonathan.
Oh yeah, we're at 403. All right.
We'll come up with a poll. We're gonna figure this out when we hit it in an actual root, right? Let's just
Yeah.
let that be that. And we'll see you Saturday if you're a patron who can make it, or next Thursday. Hooray! Have a good week, everyone.
All right. Stay grammar. Bye, everybody.